In this series, we'll start with the basics and work our way up, exploring each era of the game, opening packs, building decks, and dueling with classic and modern cards. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this series is for you. So stick around because the heart of the cards are calling, and together we will become true duelists. Welcome to the Garbage Lords Progression Series. Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Garbage Lords Progression Series, and today we're opening up Duelist Pack Yusei as well as Crimson Crisis. So starting with the small set, Duelist Pack Yusei is actually really good for us. I mean, super rare Stardust Dragon means that we're pretty much guaranteed to at least get one, hopefully two. 3 would be the dream, but obviously not guaranteed. Ultra rares, we could get Armory Arm, which is really important if we want to do something like shenanigans, but it's also just a generic level 4 synchro that does help with laddering. In the rares, Junk Warrior and Turbo Warrior are the only ones that really matter. I mean, technically Battle Mania is like kind of an interesting card, but those are the only two that matter, and they only really matter for Quick Draw Synchron in terms of Turbo Warrior. But Junk Warrior is a card that I really like, and we might be able to do something with. And in the comments, I mean, this is just a duels pack that sets up a lot for a very low, a low power, I guess, sealed only, like low tier Synchron build with Junk Synchrons and Speed Warriors and Kobold Hedgehogs and Boost Warriors, Graceful Revival. I mean, all these are decent cards. I mean, I used to love Fighting Spirit back in the day. I thought that card was insane. But this is all decent stuff. Really just good for a like low power synchro toolbox. So we'll be opening up 30 of that, but we're going to be opening up 30 Crimson Crisis as well. Now, Crimson Crisis is definitely a good set. There's definitely cards that I like, but there's not a lot of common that's really good. There are some notable cards that we'll see in a bit, but let's just get right into it. So, super rares, we have a new Alien support, an Alien Kid, as well as Code Ancient Ruins, and I think there's a couple other cards, like Alien Overlord at rare. But other than that, I mean, there's a couple really big ones here. We see Totem Dragon, which is integral to a dragon strategy if you want to play that in Edison. Obviously, for that, you kind of want things like Light and Darkness Dragon, as well as Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, stuff like that. So stuff that we don't have access to, but we might get access to eventually. Arcanite Magician is technically a decent synchro. I mean, it's 24, remove a spell counter, target a card your opponent controls, pop it, but it does need a spellcaster non-tuner, so that can be the difficult challenge in making that. Dark Strike Fighter, however, is a completely generic card, and this is not once per turn. If we pull this, it probably will get banned rather quickly. Other than that, Royal Swamp Eel is good for the Deep Sea Coelacanth deck, but I don't think we can play that. Black Salvo is very interesting for some machine-focused strategies, and Twilight Rose Knight is really good for plants, which is something that I would like to personally get, but we will see how lucky I get. In the rare slot, not a lot, but there are a couple cards here that I want to point out. Assault Beast is important to the assault mode strategy, but I'll be honest, it's really not good. The advantage of Assault Beast nowadays is that it is a Garnet that can be used for a one-card synchro summon off of Psy Reflector. We don't get that card for a while, but technically this is playable. This might be something to play if we go on a win streak, but for right now, we're just going to ignore it. Alien Ammonite is a card that you do need if you want to play the Alien deck, but I'm not going to be. I don't think my Alien pool is strong enough, but importantly here are the 3 best tuners for a while. All right, so starting off at the weakest, the Hyper Synchron. It is a generic level 4 tuner. That's all it does, and that's all it needs to do. It is a level 4, and it's a tuner. Debris Dragon is a level 4 tuner as well, but it can only be used for dragons. But for those of you who don't know, you can revive a card with 500 less attack, and it can't be used for the other material can't be used as a level 4. So basically what this means is this is a 1-card Black Rose. If you have something like a Raikou, or this is a 1-card Iron Chain if you have a Raikou, this is a 1-card Black Rose if you have a Lone Fire Blossom or a Dandelion, and the fact that it's in rare, really strong. And then Gale the Whirlwind is a level 3 tuner that is a pseudo-honest, that if you are playing Black Wings, which do premiere in this set, is without a doubt the strongest card. Because it's a free special, it gets over almost everything, and it's a tuner. It's very strong. In the ultra rare and ultimate slot, Hyper Psychic Blaster is again a tuner that seems good on paper, but the level 9 can be a pain. Blackwing Armor Master, again a very strong card, but is basically always facilitated by Blackwings. And then Cosmic Fortress Golgar is a very strong card for the alien deck, but you do have to have a good alien pool, which I don't. In the secret rares, I'm going to be honest, I don't think a single one of these matters. I think the only one that's debatably good is Colossal Fighter Assault Mode, but we don't even have Colossal Fighter, so it doesn't matter. Into the commons, there's only a few here, like I mentioned. Blackwing Bore the Spear and Sirocco the Dawn start the first Blackwing cards. Gets a lot of support later on. Right now, they're not super playable, but just wait till next set. Dupe Frog and Flip Flop Frog, as well as Submarine Frog, are the cornerstone of the Frog FTK deck, which we're not going to see for a little while, but even afterwards, they're still good for things like Wetlands Beats and the Frog decks. In the spells, there's only really two that I notice, and that's Telekinetic Power Well, which lets you play Welladad strategy, and then Verdant Sanctuary, which is just the cornerstone of a lot of insect strategies. Half or Nothing is an interesting battle trick, but I don't really think it's that good. Ivy Shackle is a card that I've always loved the artwork on, but don't know if it's that great. And then Trap Eater. Trap Eater will probably be useful against Zach's Royal Decrees, unless we end up losing this episode and go to the banning. But without further ado, let's get into our 24 packs of, or not 24, 30 packs of Duelist Pack Yusei and Crimson Crisis.
Hello. So we have two very, very good sets to open here, both Duelist Pack Yusei Fudo and Crimson Crisis. Yusei is good because it basically just gives us stuff like Armory Arm and all of the Synchron requiring synchros that are out at this time at Rare, as well as Stardust Dragon, but we already have two of those. But first we need to do our Snatch Deal, and honestly I thought about Lone Fire, but I decided Emergency Teleport, just because our plant pool is not very good. So we're gonna get to the pack opening, open 30 of Yusei. I basically just want Armory Arm out of the hollow slot. Everything else is like that I want is rares, and we're basically guaranteed to play a set of those simply because of how this set is. We already have one of every synchro out of the rare slot, and now I just want to flip up a Armory Arm over here in the right. Once that happens, I'll be happy and good to go. Oop, there we go, Armory Arm, and we'll just finish up here. I need to, oh, that's a playset of Give and Take. I'm gonna have to actually read that. Second Armory Arm, which I will definitely take. Okay, we got 4 Give and Take. So special summon one monster from your graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in defense position, and increase the level of one monster you control by the level of the special summon monster. Okay. I don't think I'm ever going to use that. It just does not seem particularly good, but I'll take it. I'll add just this to the collection, and then we will pop on over and do our, where is it? Crimson Crisis 24.
Alright, so we are going to start with our 30 packs of Duelist Pack Yusei, and then as always we will do our 24 and 6 just in case we need to reroll. Alright, 30 packs of Yusei Fudo. Junk Warrior and Quilpable Hedgehog, pretty good. Basically we can just turbo through these. All I really want to see is Junk Warriors, Junk Synchrons, Graceful Revivals, and then I'm hoping to see at least one Stardust here. I would like to see a Stardust now. I said a Stardust, please. There's an Ultra Rare Tuning Wear, okay. I could use with a... That is not a Stardust. That is still not a Stardust. That is yet again not a Stardust. It's an Armory Arm. Oh my goodness. Double Tuning Wear. Where's my Stardust Dragon. No, you're kidding me. I really didn't pick up a Stardust from that. That's really bad. That is really bad. Well, we don't reroll duels packs, so we'll go ahead and add this to collection and get on to our next opening.
So I realized that I hit stop recording after opening a couple packs. Ooh, that's good. I like Alien Kid. It was a little unfortunate because I opened an ultimate rare Black Armor Master or Blackwing Armor Master, but it's got to be on camera, so that's my rule. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, look at what I did. That seems scummy. Dark Strike Fighter is also good. Spirit Force. Yeah, the alien stuff in here honestly is pretty good. Unfortunately, we need to just open a critical mass of it, and it's hard to do that. Gale, I think that's our first Gale. No, we have a playset of Gale. That's pretty good. There's just so much in this set, which is hard because you want to open multiples of things, but there's so much that it's hard to do that. Debris Dragon, that's our first debris. Second Debris Dragon. We have not seen a holo in a while. Hoping for a miracle here. That's not a miracle. That's not a good holo. I think this calls for a reroll.
All right, 24 packs of Crimson Crisis, and then we'll open up our additional 6 after this. So, first pack, let's flip them up. Debris Dragon, off to a good start. Ooh, and there's a Black Salvo and a Gale. I mean, already looking better than a Duelist pack pulls, but let's keep going. Samite, I don't think that's... I'm not even going to bother with the Glad Beast after what they did last episode. I'm sorry to everyone who likes Glad Beast, but that was just murder. Second Gale's pretty good. Spirit Force, another Dupe Frog, and another Swap Frog, or Submarine Frog. It's our third Gale, and there's a Trap Eater. A little bit over halfway through, there's a Hyper Synchron. Again, that's a decent card. But we really want to see anything except Multiply. Really anything but that. Alright, I think that's our third Trap Eater. Twin Sword Marauder. Alright, coming up in the last couple packs. One Hyper Synchron. I think only one Debris, though. I would really like to get a second copy of that. And we did not. Okay. 3 Gale, 2 Hyper, 1 Debris. 3 Gale's not guaranteed, but I think it does get reprinted eventually. 1 Black Salvo is kind of cool. We didn't get any of, like, the good cards, though. Like, I guess it's not... It's kind of hard to say good cards, because, like... Oh, gosh, this would be my first reroll, I think. I don't think I've rerolled anything up until now. You know, as much as I would like to reroll this, I think we got as much as we could ask for. We got 3 Sirocco, Dupe Frog, Submarine Frogs with Flip Flop Frog. We got 3 Bora, we got 3 Gale. I mean, our Blackwing pool is looking pretty good. So, I am going to keep this, and then we'll open up our 6 additional packs. 6 more packs of Crimson Crisis. Let's go ahead and open them up. Alright, I would like to see a second Debris in here. Ask and you shall receive. Look at that. Alright. If we could see a Dark Strike Fighter or something else, that'd be crazy, but Salt Beast is not one of those cards. Okay, I'm good on Gale. Third Debris? No. Planet Pollutant Virus. I think this is only playable in Aliens, yeah. Well, second Debris is good enough for me, so let's go ahead and add to collection and get on into the duels.
And honestly, Arcanite off the bat. I'm looking to high roll on this set. Like, there's just so much in here that I want. Armor Master. I'll take that. Definitely take that. Golgar. Oh my goodness. Um, Honestly, now I just want stuff out of the rares. I can't ask for anything else. Debris Dragon, Omanite, as well as Gale. I want at least 2 of each. Samnite, I guess one of. What is this? Opponent activates a card effect that inflicts damage. You discard this card beneath the activation if you do destroy it. I don't think I'm ever going to play that. It's Hanawata, but like an ultra rare that could have been something else. Why is that an ultra rare? Blackwing Gale is solid. Dark Strike Fighter. Oh my goodness. This is very good. Dragon. Imitato. Imitato. We can't summon that because we don't have RDA. Another Golgar. Interesting. I think we only have one Omanite. Yeah, one Omanite, so I would like more Omanite, honestly. I don't want another Samnite. I think we have like 4 of those. Okay, only 3. But still. Yeah. And last pack, we opened like 7 BES cores. Yeah, I'm gonna save this. I think that we just kind of have to. Well, we literally have to, but like this is a lot of good stuff.
And here's the deck. Now, this is a deck I wanted to play last week when we played Glads, but my friends talked me into playing Glad Beast, so hopefully this will let us avoid the banning, but I really want to play this before our 3 copies of Lonefire get hit down to 2, and we can't do the cool shit. Now, shoutouts to Derek for coming up with this deck, and let's just get straight on into it. So, first off, we have our triple Lonefire Blossom. This is the cornerstone of our deck. We really want to be looping this as much as we can, and you might see some ways we can do so. We have 1 UFO Turtle, 2 Mystic Tomato, and Sandgan. These basically all find ways into Lonefire. Obviously, UFO Turtle just goes straight into Lonefire, but then Mystic Tomato goes into Sandgan, which then grabs Lonefire to hand. So 7 ways to get to Lonefire is not bad, especially in a 37-card deck with triple Upstart. Into the targets for Lonefire, first we have our 2 Titanial. This is really strong. It'd be great if we had Dandelion, obviously, but we don't, and we probably won't unless we manage to win and spend a wild card promo. We have 1 Gigaplant. Kind of unfortunate we don't have more of this because I would love to play some Gemini stuff or like some Gigavise stuff, but unfortunately we also don't get Supervise, so it's fine. We have 1 Botanical Lion. Really would have liked to get multiples of this guy. If I got 3 of anything on this list, I would actually prefer Botanical Lion over a lot of other things. It is just such a great card, just automatically 1900, and then for every plant monster you have, it just gains 300, so it can get really big really quick. 1 Cactus Fighter, again, just a 1900 plant. It's just a good summon. Double Gigantic Cephalotus. This is kind of just like the best plant monster attack stat wise that after these 2, so we're just kind of playing that. Double Lord Poison, we do have 3 of this, but I figured 2 was just fine, especially because it can't summon back itself. Obviously, you don't want to be looping that forever, but this lets us get into Lonefire again. It also lets us bring back Titanial or Gigaplant if they just get smashing ground or fissured. 1 Copy Plant, it is a level 1 tuner, so if we summon this back, we can, or if we summon this when we have like a Gigaplant, we can go into Black Rose or Life Transfer, or if we just have a 4, we could go into our Magical Android, so it's pretty good. Double Debris Dragon, we pulled this today, obviously. This is just going into our Black Rose. I thought about playing a card called Horsey Tail, which is a level 2, which would then let us go into Iron Chain, but I really felt like that's not super necessary. Also, just the fact that this guy is 2k defense kind of could come up in reality, so let's just hope that this, that not including the bad level 2 doesn't come up. We do have 1 Nettles. Again, this is just a plant tuner. This lets us go into either our Iron Chains or our Armory Arm, depending on... Actually, I don't even think we can go into Armory Arm, no. So I don't think there's a way to make Armory Arm other than Lone Fire and Copy Plant exactly, but it is a level 2 tuner, so it could come up. Then onto the spells, we got Braincon, Heavy, MST, Reborn, Avarice, triple Symbols of Heritage. So the entire point of this deck is to hopefully go Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Symbols of Heritage into Lone Fire, and then we can end on something like Titanial with Gigaplant. Kind of cool. Double World Tree. This is a really cool continuous spell. I kind of wish it was a field spell, though. Each time a plant monster you control is destroyed, you place a counter on this card. You can remove counters to activate these effects. You either remove one and you buff a plant monster by 400 attack and defense. You bump. You remove two, you can pop a card on the field, and then you move three, you can reborn a plant. So if we have things like, Mystic Tomato into Sangan, that's two counters that lets us pop anything. And then if they just happen to run over something else, we can then reborn something like a Gigaplant or a Titanial because it's just any plant monster. Pretty cool. Triple Upstart, as I mentioned before. And then on the traps, Bottomless, Karma Cut, Mirror Force, Pollinosis. This is basically just Judgment, but you have to tribute a plant to use it. So it could come up. We might be siding this out, though, depending on what Zach's playing. And then the one Torrential. In the side deck, we have Triple Trap Eater. This is to play against Floodgates, like Zach's Royal Decrees. Two Book of Moon, two Compulse, two Saku, triple Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and triple Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. These are basically all cards that either stop Glad Beasts or Dark Worlds. And then the extra deck, we basically just filled it out. We just kind of the exact same as we had last week, except now we have an Armorium that we can summon, and we have some other chaff that we just can't summon at all. So let's get into the duels and see if we can't avoid our first banning.
And here's the deck we're going to be playing today. And honestly, this looks insane. I did try and force aliens, but honestly, it gets more support, and when we win this, we'll be able to get or forego our wheel to get more commons and rares from the previous set. So this is Dad Turbo. I did not think I was going to be playing this because we didn't open any Black Salvo. Then I started thinking and putting the deck together, and honestly, this is probably the best deck we have ever played. I'm going to do the card by card, and then I can do some explanations. So we got Dad. You all know Dad. Need to have exactly 3 darks in grave, but when you do, you can special summon him. Then non-once return, banish 1 dark, target and destroy a card on the field. Then for our hero package, we're playing Double Dasher. Its on-field effect honestly doesn't matter. It's just a level 6, and also when in grave, once per turn while it's in the grave, if you draw a monster during the draw phase, you can reveal it and special summon it. And also, it needs to remain in the field or in the grave to resolve this effect. So if it gets crowed, it does not resolve. Then we have Triple Diamond Dude. This pairs very nicely with just every card pairs nicely with everything. So Diamond Dude, Excavate. If it's a normal spell, activate it during the main phase of your next turn. Then we have Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. If you control no monster, special summon this card in attack position. OPT during the end phase. If this card was tributed this turn to tribute summon a hero monster, draw 1 card. Breaker. It's a good card, either 1900 or spell trap removal, and pairs very nicely with Arcanite Magician, which we have newly pulled. Prometheus, King of the Shadows. On normal, banish an arbitrary, at least one or more dark monsters. And if you do, this card gains 400 attack for each. So it just allows us to make sure that we have 3 in grave for Dad. Then we have Spirit Reaper, triple Mystic Tomato, to go almost exclusively into Sangan, who can search basically anything in the deck. And then for our tuners, we got double Karibons and 1 Plague. For our spells, we've got double Bait, 1 Heavy, and 1 MST. We're only playing 3 quick plays because this is a Diamond Dude deck. And just we're only playing 4 spell trap removals because we have Instant Fusion, which allows us to go into Black Rose Dragon, as well as Arcanite Magician, which just is a great way to clear away back row. So yeah, triple Instant Fusion, 1 Book of Moon. It is at 3 newly on the list, which is the March 1st list of 2009. But I only want to play 1 because it's a Diamond Dude list. Next up, we got Smashing and Fissure and Braincon. These are just utility cards, as well as Lightning Vortex, just super strong utility cards that allow us to control the field and make sure that we are the one dominating and destroying everything. Then we got Rhoda to search exactly Diamond Dude. It's our only target because Infernal Prodigy, for some reason, is a fiend. I'm not mad, I'm just upset. Then we have our newly snatched stolen card being Emergency Teleport. This card is newly limited and probably one of the best cards in Immortals arsenal. And I'm glad that I thought of this because I was dead set on snatch stealing the plant. What's the plant's name? I don't even remember. Lone Fire, that's what it is. I was dead set on Lone Fire, but this is just honestly a better Lone Fire. Especially given our plant pool, which is abysmal. Next up, for all of our draw spells, oh yeah, this line is basically all consistency. For our draws, we've got Dark World Dealings. This allows us to get Darks Engrave as well as Cycle. Upstart to Cycle, we're playing 38 cards, of course we are. And then Destiny Draw to discard one Destiny Hero, draw two. And then we're playing one Avarice to both modulate the Darks Engrave as well as be able to draw two. Just a good card. Then we got Crush card. Super, super strong. The errata for Crush card, it's this is the original, and this is the one that we are in. The first errata comes after this episode. Tribute one dark monster with 1,000 or less attack. Check all monsters on your opponent's side of the field, your opponent's hand, and all cards they draw until the end of your opponent's third turn after this card's activation. And destroy all monsters with 1,500 or more attack. Just, yeah, very strong. Then for the side, I honestly don't know if we're going to use the side, just because this deck is so good as is. We've got Double Snipe, just it's a dark and it can let us send an arbitrary amount of dark monsters. Bait Doll, Mirror Force, oh also it targets any card, so it's spell trap removal as well. Mirror Force, T-Roar, Torrential Tribute, and then we also have Saku. These are all basically just to make sure that if he's playing super, super aggro, we don't get run over, but that's probably not going to happen. We do tend to just set one pass, or normal Diamond Dude pass on our first turn, but then we OTK in the second. So this just makes sure that we don't get run over. And these are probably the only cards that we're going to bring in, outside of maybe Royal Decree if he's playing a trap-heavy deck, but he's kind of been moving away from traps because we have Royal Decree. Just the sheer force of this card allows us to put it in the side instead of maining it. Then Blackhorn. If he's playing 6 Zams, we're probably going to put this in, but I don't know if I care about 6 Zams, if I'm honest. Then we got Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. It's non-destructive removal, and maybe he's, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is just here because we need the 14th and 15th slot for the side. Then in the extra, we have, I'm going to start on this side. We got Flame Ghost. This is like one of the few dark monsters that we can actually summon off Instant Fusion, which is unfortunate. It does allow us to modulate the Darks Engrave just because it gets destroyed during the end phase due to the effect of Instant Fusion. So if we have 2 Darks Engrave, a Dad in hand, and only an Instant Fusion, on the next turn we will be able to Dad. This is basically why Flame Ghost is in here. Then we have Musician King. This is to summon exclusively Arcanite Magician. I'm not going to be summoning Musician King to summon anything else. Maybe to BM a little bit, but I don't think we're going to do that much. Yeah, so Musician King is for some reason a spellcaster. I mean, I guess, aren't both of these spellcasters? I don't know. It looks like it'd be a fiend. Why does Witch of the Black Forest and Lady of Faith make this guy? Moving on. Triple Ojama Knight. It's just funny, and I wanted to have 15 extra deck cards. That's why it's at 3. But also, it being a 5 allows us to go into Black Rose or Psychic Life Transfer or Dark Strike Fighter. Just a good card. Next up, we have Armory Arm. So Armory Arm does... we are actually able to make this. It's not just we're putting it in here because like everything in this deck outside of Nitro Warrior we can actually make. Because we have the level 2 Infernal Prodigy, we can special summon that, normal a Plague, and then go into Armory Arm. which is just solid. We don't have Colossus because I think that's a structure deck card, so we can't Colossus OTK, but Armory Arm is still a solid card. Next up is Iron Chain. I love this card, and it's the one that we're going to be summoning most because we have just 2s and 4s everywhere. Next up, we have Black Rose. Weaken with Emergency Teleport or an Engrave Plague Spreader. As long as we have one of those two conditions and an Instant Fusion, we can make this without normaling, which is so strong. We just activate instant, summon an Ojama, either E-Tele or Plague from Grave, make Black Rose, blow up the field, normal summon something, probably a Diamond Dude if I'm honest, and then just punch, just hit face. Next up, we got Psychic Life Transfer. I don't think we're going to be using this, but we can do the gain effect. I doubt that'll come up. If that does come up, then we're in dire straits. If we're summoning this over Black Rose or over Arcanite or Dark Strike Fighter. Speaking of Arcanite Magician. When Synchro Summon, place 2 spell counters on it. This card gains 1,000 attack for each spell counter. You can remove 1 spell counter from your field, so we can make Arcanite and then normal Breaker and then remove from Breaker to retain the 2,400. And then target 1 card on your opponent controls to destroy that target. Next up, we got Dark Strike Fighter. This is the pre-errata version. The errata version is... Well, let me pull it up. So here is the errata for Dark Strike Fighter. Now, Immortal is fond of saying that the less text a card has, the better it is. Look at this compared to this. So, non-once per turn, you contribute 1 monster to inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 200. So, you can make this main 1 or main 2, hit face in main 1, main phase 2, Dark Strike Fighter away your entire board to murder them. Just so good. And then after Dark Strike Fighter, the only card we cannot actually summon is Nitro Warrior. I just like him. I think he's funny. He's got a big butt, and it's nice. It's just funny. And then we've got Double Stardust. We can make this super easily because of Dasher being a level 6, as well as just being able to Synchro Climb, Iron Chain, and do that shenanigans like I showed last time. But this deck has so many synergies, and you'll see in the games, but it feels so good. But one thing, if you have Diamond Dude, Plague, and a normal spell, it's super strong because you can just normal Diamond Dude, activate Plague, put the normal spell on top of the deck, special the Plague, Diamond Dude effect, mill that normal spell so you can activate it next turn, because importantly, even if you no longer control this face-up card, then you can just Synchro Summon off into an Iron Chain. Very good. Also, Infernal Prodigy plus Dasher plus an E-Tele is just a turn 1, draw 1 plus Stardust Dragon, which is just solid. So I love this deck. I think it's got just way too much good stuff going on to lose. And I have tested this for the better part of 3 days, and I'm excited to just absolutely OTK and destroy Immortal and send him to the banning. He's probably going to ban something on here, if I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of cards that we have that he doesn't have that I've been making good use of. He's really sick of Royal Decree. I would be sad to see that go, but honestly, I'd be more sad to see some other things go. I'm not going to say too much because he is the one that edits these, and I don't want to give him information on what I want him not to ban. Anyways, this is the deck. I really want to 2-0 him and send him to the banning, because if I could go from not sending him to the banning once to 2-0ing him 3 games in a row to send him into the banning, that would be fantastic. Anyways, I will see you guys in the games.
Well, Zach, we are here. This is a new one for us. I am on the verge of a banning, and I think you have the strongest deck in Progression series. So, Let's.
Yes, I believe so. Currently, I've been doing quite well. For I'm hoping that this can be a historic turnaround where I can go from losing the series and being sent to the banning twice to sending you to the banning by 2-0ing you 3 times in a row.
Yeah, it would be a first. These sets didn't help my chances at all, I'll be honest. Duelist Pack Yusei was very, very disappointing. Well, let's just say, is this one Crossroads of Chaos? No, Crimson Crisis, I think is this one. This set is just, like, not amazing in the first place, right? Like, the best card we have is, like, Dark Strike Fighter and, like, Black Salvo. Those are, like, the best cards that came out in this set, so... Yeah, not exactly doing me any favors.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that a lot of the high-end holos are just these really, really bad assault mode cards that they're just historically bad, and they're taking up so many slots that could be literally anything else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's like a couple like decent assault mode cards, like Stardust Dragon assault mode is like one of the better ones. Same thing with I think Colossal Fighter. But absolutely nobody in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh has ever summoned Hyper Psychic Blaster Assault Mode. So
yeah, I think Halberd Cannon is the best one, but that requires us to have both of them. And a lot of these, we just don't have access to the synchros or whatever that we need to actually assault mode activate into the assault mode version of them.
Yeah. That is true. Well, let's see if we can't assault mode activate some good games of Yu-Gi-Oh! That was corny as fuck, and I almost wanted to re-record it, but we're not doing that. We're gonna roll the die and get on into it. And you have won a dice roll for once. All right.
I mean, there's a first for everything. First time sending you to the banning, first time winning a dice roll.
Ooh, okay.
All right. I will draw for turn.
Yep.
Go to the main phase, immediately activate Rhoda.
Alrighty, Rhoda. I can see. All right. Went to 1, freshly at 1, by the way. We were talking about that earlier. I'm guessing this is the one card you had to change.
Yes. No, it's not actually. It was something in the side deck.
Oh, what? Dude. Nah, diamond, dude.
But then I'm actually... I think I'm just going to set one and pass.
Oh my goodness. Alright, draw. Standby main. Alright, you know what? I'm going to do this first. I'm going to normal summon Lone Fire Blossom.
Oh, no.
I'll declare the effect. Do you have any response?
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine you do.
I'm not going to Ash Blossom you here.
Yeah. If it's okay with you, I'm just going to shortcut this, and I'm going to go through all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll special Titanial off the last one.
Oh, no. Yeah, I didn't know you had this.
Yeah. I'm going to upstart.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to risk drawing the Lone Fire. Next, I'll activate Symbols of Heritage, targeting the Lone Fire.
What does this do?
If you have 3 of the same card, it's Reborn.
Oh. Well, alrighty then.
And then I'll Lone Fire again.
Got another Titanial back in there.
Yes.
Oh, isn't this like an Ultra?
It was, yes. I pulled this set. I pulled this instead of like anything good out of the synchro sets. I think this came out like either Duelist Genesis or like the one with all the light swords, light of destruction, I think. Yeah, so all right, I'll go to battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a tomat. I'm gonna get my tomat.
And then I will hit you for 14 if you'll take it.
Yeah. I think I need to think what I want to go into because it's either Gotta think here, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Get that. Okay. Yeah, it's just I gotta go for another tomat, then you're gonna hit that.
Yep. You'll take
and then
14.
I think here, yeah, I'll get a plague.
Ooh,
Newly at
Plague
one.
Spreader. Yeah. Freshly at
So I
one.
don't get to play with my 2 copies.
Yeah, you had 2 copies of Plagues. I had 2 copies of Titanial. It all evens out in the end, right? All right.
Yeah, but only one of them's on the
Second
list.
main. Yeah. Second main. Unfortunately, I am just gonna pass turn.
Okay, I'll draw. Standby main.
Yep.
Um, I'm just gonna normal summon a diamond dude and then activate the effect.
Activating the effect is fine.
Boop.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I'll take
Okay,
that.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Not as good as I wanted it to be. I think I just This is rough because Titanial's just big.
Yeah, she's a thick ass bitch.
I'm just gonna switch to defense and pass here.
Ooh, all right, not making any synchros. I feel it. All right, standby main. Oh, buddy. This might be the end of the game for you. I actually I shouldn't say that. It's probably not. Is there anything we can do that's like really cool? I don't think so. All right, I will normal summon Botanical Lion. This will go up to 2,500. And then, I mean, yeah, fucking, let's do it, Lois. I'll Symbols of Heritage, target Lone Fire.
Oh god, yeah.
And then a Lone Fire effect. What can we get? Let's see. You're going to Fissure Resolves next turn, and you're going to hit the monster with the lowest attack stat. So it's kind of like fine to just summon a guy here. And that has to be a struggle. No. We'll just summon out this card because I think it's funny. I'll summon out Gigantic Cephalotus, and then this is going to go up to 20.
Yes, this guy.
Yeah, the really weird guy that I don't really understand. Anyways, let's go to battle phase. All attacks Lotus into Plagues.
Yep.
And then,
if DB will catch up.
Yeah, whenever it wants to. We all know it has a mind of its own. 28 into 14, you'll take 14, and then 28, 28 directly. Which I don't think is lethal. I didn't do the math. Yep, 600 off. If I had a second Botanical Lion, actually that wouldn't have done anything, unfortunately. Because you had a guy in defense position. Anyways, second main, I guess I will just pass it up.
I'll draw.
Yep.
Okay, I might be able to do something here. Well, I'll go to main. Fissure, of course.
Sure, you can fissure the Cephalotus. This will go down to 25.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, I think I just, don't have anything here. Yeah. This is rough. Double Titanial's kind of a house, and I didn't... Yeah, we'll just go next.
We did not plan on the big flowery bitches. Oh, well...
that was unfortunate.
I am just glad I got to show off the Lone Fire into Symbols thing, so I'm happy. I'm going to consider that.
I hope you never open Lone Fire again in this series. Alright, I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
I will T-set pass.
Sure.
Really wish I could see gas.
Draw phase, draw for turn. That's a little unfortunate, but this is fine. Alright, standby, main phase. Normal Lone Fire. Anything?
Yeah, nope.
Alright, to gray with him.
Valor isn't out yet.
It's not, and I'm kind of happy it's not. It's to grave, and then I will summon the Titanial. Now,
Do you have the?
I don't. I don't have the symbols of heritage. I just have reborn, which is kind of worse.
Okay,
And then I'll use
kinda. I mean, I think it's the same.
It's the same, but it's a little worse because now I don't have reborn for like a comeback if I need it. All right, so
I
this
guess. Yeah.
time, if DB wants to catch up, I will summon out Gigaplant instead.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go to battle.
So he's just a big lad.
Yeah, right now. I will attack. What is this? If this is Saku, I'm just like big sad. I will attack. You know, I'm not in a rush. You're playing Diamond Dude. I'll attack with Titanial first.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Mystic Tomato. I want to get here plagues.
Sure. And then I'll hit with 24 direct.
And then I will Mirror Force.
Ooh. That's unfortunate. That does not target, so to grave with these two. Alright, second main. Go ahead.
Draw, standby, main.
Yep.
Okay. Instant fusion?
Oh, we're playing this. Sure. IF is good. What you have? Just like going into like a 4 or something? Oh,
Jama Knight.
Sure. Are you gonna blank my zone?
And then I'll
Actually
sink.
gonna use it.
I'm gonna sink,
You're
yeah.
gonna sink. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're making a 7.
For Dark Strike Fighter.
You're not. No. No. Am I dead? If I'm dead, you just have to tell me I'm dead. I don't know, cause like you have. Oh, it's okay. So it does 200 times the level.
I don't think you're dead.
No, I don't think so. Cause right now you have. This is 14. Another 400. It's like you've got like 3, 4, 4,600 damage total accessible that I can see.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna normal breaker and then
Yeah.
I will special by putting this card on top of the deck.
Sure.
And then I will do this for Iron Chain.
Iron Chain, yep.
So I don't think you're dead here, but this is 25, 26, and Iron Chain will mill top 3.
Yep, I'll mill my 3. Upstart Nettles, Mirror Force. I don't, you don't want to see those. Do you have enough? No. I think you're, see, 12, 14.
No, I'm short.
That's 26. Yeah, you're 300 short.
Yeah. If I had sequenced this differently, I would have lethal, which is unfortunate. Yeah. All right, I'll just pass.
Sure. Draw. Whenever DB wants to catch up. Ooh. Okay.
If you got a stupid reborn, I'm gonna be upset.
No, but I think this does get us back into the game here, depending. Yeah, I think that's just the play. I am gonna have to put you on. You don't have it. I'll normal debris target lone fire.
Yeah, that works. Doesn't it negate the effects though?
It does.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when I make Black Rose. And I'll Black Rose.
Yeah, you're gonna blow up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Stand by main.
Yep.
Special Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy.
Sure.
Special dad.
There's no way. Oh, god damn it.
If I had Dark Strike Fightered in main phase 1, then I would have been able to OTK with dad. That was the misplay I made.
Oh god, that hurts so much. God damn it, man. Oh, I almost don't even really want to go first.
You sure? I mean, this deck does better going second, but I'm not gonna admit that or anything.
Cause like, Dark Strike Fighter, technically you can't OTK me if you like Dark Strike Fighter. Like, if you go first with Dark Strike Fighter, that's like not really a thing. Fuck it, I'll go first. Yeah, why not?
I hope you don't open Lone Fire for the 3rd game in a row.
All right, draw, standby main. All right.
Gosh darn it.
All right.
What are the chances? Literally, what are the chances?
1 in like. So it's with 3 copies, it's like a 50% chance each time. So it's like, what is this? Like a 1 in 16. However, this time, unfortunately, I am only going for 2.
Ah, I see.
Go ahead.
I'll draw.
Not so fast.
Oh.
I had it in here for Dark Worlds, and it also beats Geysers. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Oh, all right. Draw, standby main. Do we want to do that? We could do that. Let's see. What was this? I love how that's a thing. I will normal debris target Lone Fire.
Yep.
Special Black Rose, no effect.
Okay.
Black Rose effect. I'll
Gonna use
banish
the,
Lone Fire, yeah. I'll use the secret hidden effect.
Okay.
Target it, flip it to attack, change its attack to 0. Alright, well, at least I do get a shit ton of damage in here.
Do you at all?
I mean,
T-Roar!
yeah, that does it. Alright, second main. Wait, how's this work? Negate all Dark Monsters effects activated on the field. Alright, so Spirit Reaper is still in
Activated effects, so Spirit Reaper stays.
Yep. Go ahead.
Gosh.
You could flip it to attack to defense.
I don't want to flip it to defense.
Yeah.
That seems bad.
That in fact does seem bad.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I'm just gonna set pass.
Sure. Draw. Standby main. Normal Lone Fire. Lone Fire effect.
Yep. Knew you had it.
Yes, you did. Summon the plane. Try for battle. 21, 21, 25. You're not dead.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Instant fusion.
IF is fine. Okay.
Whoops. Luckily, I have enough life points to do this.
Okay.
You know I have my own, right?
Yes, you do. Doesn't target, so this is
Nope.
fine. But you did normal summon the Krebons.
And then Sangan here.
Oh, you had Sangan.
Yes, I did.
Oh, insane. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I had Sangan set.
And you're at Dad, so that's unfortunate. If you have it.
Yep. Just gonna grab that.
Sure.
Luckily, that is exactly 5 monsters.
Okay, you're taking yourself off, Dad. That's fine. Also, Shadow Imp is still up.
Also, back row's gone as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it? It is everything. Shit. All right. All right. This is substantially worse for me then. For some reason, I just thought it was Darkhold. No, Black Rose. This is insane.
This is why it's limited.
Yup. Yup.
Okay, now we can start cooking. Dealings.
Sure. We both draw 1 discard. I will discard this copy of Copy Plant to the graveyard.
Okay. I'm going to Special Infernal Prodigy. Unfortunately, it has to be an attack, and then I'll pass.
Alright, draw. Standby. Main phase. What could the set card be? Could be another Battle Step thing. It could also be a Mirror Force. Golly Jesus. The question is just how safe do I want to play this right now? That's like the penultimate question. You pitched a DDG or a Diamond Dude for dealings. I have to assume you normaled Krebon, so I have to assume you have another Diamond Dude. But the problem is it wins me the game. I mean, if it's Mirror Force, it's Mirror Force. What could it be that, like, I don't even know. It would have to be something insane. I will normal summon Botanical Lion. I'll go to battle phase and I'll try him for game.
Yeah, yep.
Oh man.
I got monster flooded all 3 games, and I'm honestly upset about it.
I mean, I'm not like I'm not like trying to like complain, but it's like really same for me. Like, I saw 5 monsters.
Yeah, but you saw Lone Fire every single game. Like,
I did in fact.
I think that your hands were significantly better.
Yeah, I mean, I drew double Lone Fire game 3 and I drew Titanial game 2, but it still is like fine. So yeah, so this is the deck I was going to play last week, but like I said, the bum boys pilled me on Glad Beasts. So yeah, all right. So basically, I wanted to take advantage of the triple Lone Fire that I have and won't have for very long. I don't know if you saw, but in one of Derek's list, he was playing the exact same thing, Symbols of Heritage and Lone Fire. And I was just like, that's really funny. I want to play that. And I think this is one of the last weeks we have triple Lone Fire before it gets limited. I also ended up pulling 2 Debris Dragon, which this was originally the Krebons and the E-Tellies. But I was just like, well, 1 E-Telly isn't worth it, and Debris into Black Rose exactly is actually really good in plants. So that was the entire purpose of this. Believe it or not, the first end board in game 1, which is double Titanial, is not the end board I usually like going for with this deck. I usually like going for Titanial and Gigaplant, because then on the next turn, what I can do is I can go normal summon Gigaplant, Giga Plant, summon back the Lone Fire, and then Lone Fire into whatever I want. So basically, just getting Giga Plant there guarantees I always have whatever plant monster I want from my deck. There was an argument to actually run a card called Horsey Tail, which is this really bad level 2 plant monster just because it's a
I know
debris
that one,
target.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a debris target for Iron Chain, exactly. So, but yeah, so this was the deck I was gonna bring last week, and unfortunately I didn't get to because I thought Glad Beast would be good. But let's talk about your deck. You're on what are you?
My deck is unironically insane. Like, I'm surprised that I bricked. I only run 17 monsters, and post side I actually took out one, so I was only running 16, and I still got monster flooded. Games 2 and just all 3 games I got monster flooded.
Yeah, I mean, like I was playing a classic like 2010-10, although I was playing triple upstart, so that was kind of just it was whatever. But yeah, I mean,
I only have the 2 upstart, but I'm playing I think 9 consistency cards, and I saw one
double Destiny
this game.
draw, crazy. Double Destiny draw. You got your Utility, you got Dark World Dealings, Avarice. Um, yeah, I mean this is just like a classic like DDD dad list.
And I snatched, stole, and e-telly.
You took an E-Telly. Okay. I was like, I don't remember you having E-Telly, but you might have said you had one. Um, I don't think it ever gets banned, but it's always just one of those cards you can just play as long as Crepons is legal. You always have a level 2 tuner. So, and it can also be a Psychic Commander or a Mind Master if you have those. So it is basically just almost guaranteeing any synchro.
I'm just upset that this deck flopped today because in testing it was unmatched. Like, even the turns when I was setting, I would have so much consistency, and I would go through my deck like 10 cards deep in one turn consistently, but I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Also, you only have one Shadow Imp, right? Oh, you have
I
a
have a
playset. Okay.
playset. I had a playset in here. Like I said, I threw it in the side deck because it does a pretty good number against like Dark Worlds, and then it also stops Geyserus from going off in Glad, so it's decent in that. So I was like, that's why I was playing it in side deck. Um, but yeah, the one card that we didn't get to see at all, that it's a really cool card. It just sucks that it's a continuous spell and not a field spell. Was a card called World Tree, which says whenever a plant monster is destroyed, it gains a counter, and you can remove up to 3 counters to either buff a plant monster by 400 to the end of the turn, pop a card on the field, or reborn a plant, which is like a really cool it's like a really almost ahead of its time like card from the way I look at it. I look at it a lot of the same ways like people look at like Verdant Sanctuary. But yeah, it's just the fact that it's not a field spell, so you can't terraforming into it, just made it so much worse than it appears on paper. I was playing 2 of it in the main deck, but I sided it out for the Shadow Imps. So
Yeah. And one of the cards that I really liked as a tech was Infernal Prodigy, because not only is it a free special, and because I'm only playing level 2 tuners, it allows me to go into
Armory Arm, yeah,
Armory Arm, which I pulled 2 of.
I didn't get 2, but I did manage to get 1. I got double Tuning Wear though, which like it's fine, but it's like if you're gonna pull Tuning Wear, you really want 3. That way you can machine dupe into it. But oh well.
But the other thing about Infernal Prodigy is that if I tribute into Dasher,
You get to draw.
then I get a draw in the end phase, which is just it's a card that it's surprisingly good for what it is.
Yeah, it has multiple uses. Interestingly enough, the one card you didn't see out of here is Stardust, because I somehow managed to not pull Stardust again.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah, I there were multiple lines where I could make Stardust, but every single time you had Titanial on the field, and I'm like, Titanial just walks over.
yeah.
The fact that you can just lone fire into a 2800 is honestly
So
insane. And the reason why
insane,
lone
dude.
fire gets hit pretty quickly.
Yeah, load fire is like so strong, and like obviously we're not going to be able to see it because we don't get supervise in any of the sets that we open until Toon Chaos. But Gigaplant Supervise was like a like Lone Fire into Gigaplant, Supervise the Gigaplant back to Lone Fire was a classic, like early like Edison era combo. It's still a combo that's played in the Gemini decks. But yeah, I really like the symbols of heritage tech in this deck, so I thought it was funny. But no, yeah, I didn't pull Stardust, so my next chance at Stardust is going to be in Gold Series 3, I think it is. Yeah, I don't think we have it in the next Gold Series. I think it's the one after it, unfortunately for me.
I'm
But
su- I'm surprised you didn't pull it as a super. There was another super, a trap card that I pulled like 4 of, where it like gave your opponent a monster and then buffed the level of one of your monsters by the level of the one that you gave them.
yeah, I don't know how I managed to I not pull Stardust, but yeah, Army Arms and Tuning Wares. That was the name of Duelist Pack Yusei for me. But we will see if I can't nab myself a Stardust in today's wheel. All right, so here we are with the wheel. I think I'm going to give it three. Is three? How many times did I resolve Lone Fire? Like 11. I'll just give it.
I think it was more like 75.
I think I'll just give it 3 spins for the amount of Lone Fire I can play. All right, 1, 2, 3, and come on, anything good. Anything good. Literally, that is good. Promo wild.
Did you get a promo?
card. I did.
Ah.
Oh, the choices, the choices. It's like if
Are you going to get your favorite waifu Stratos?
I could get myself a Stratos. Stratos is a good card. I'm thinking about Dandelion. You know, could you imagine how much better this deck would be if I had Dandelion? Oh,
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to really take a look at the promos, at the promo cards. It's like obviously Stratos is like the famous one. It's at 1, so the fact that we both get I'd have 1 is like not a big deal. It's already limited, I think. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to think about what I'm taking. But we will find out in the next episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you really did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. And if you really, really enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe. That was all from us, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!